Take 4. This is my 4th attempt at this. And for no other reason other than I'm right far out of practice. I feel like, well, I feel like I'm just going to say the same thing as I did last time and time before. But I'm going to say it anyway. I'm sorry it's been so long. I'm sorry I've been busy. But it's not really an excuse because I used to make time. I'm sorry I've stopped making time. I'm still madly in love with pipes, cigars, tobacco, and anything related to said subjects. Yeah, life's just got in the way a bit at the moment. I've had quite a few things that's never happened to me before in my life happen to me. Nothing bad, thankfully. But yeah, opportunities, investments if you like, you can call them that, bits and bobs, and they all take your time up, don't they? And obviously I've got a little girl that takes some time up. The older she gets, the more time she seems to take up, and work's been busier than ever. But I seem to, believe it or believe it not, I seem to record these videos, and I genuinely do, and then I never post them. So I'm not going to bother editing it because that's the bit that I don't tend to do. So you're going to get this raw. And then, because what I'm going to do is when I finish this video, I'm going to press stop, and then I'm going to upload it, and you're going to get what you get. A big, ginger, hairy balloon head. So, if you haven't already seen it, before you watch this, go and watch that. Bob's just done a video. He's a good friend of mine, Bob. Brother, father figure, whatever you want to say. He really is. He's a man of wisdom. And I met him through the YTPC, as you probably know. Now, the YTPC, it can be quite challenging from time to time because there's certain, as with any club or gang or gaggle of gentlemen and ladies, whatever you want to call it, sometimes people disagree. And everybody does it. And sometimes they voice their opinions, and sometimes it's easy to get wrapped up into the politics of taking sides on one thing and another. But if you can navigate your way through all that, there's some fantastic friends to be made. Bob's one of them, and I won't list people, but I have got a lot of good friends out at YTPC. And for me, that's priceless because they're proper, true friends. But back to Bob. So Bob's been having it rough lately, as he explains in his video. He's lost his dog, Toad Lad, and he's already had condolences off me because I speak to him very regular. But he talks about how it's different for it's either a pet to a working dog. Now, I've never actually had a gun dog. I've had terriers that for ratting, or terriers that go ratting, but I've never actually had a gun dog. But I know what you're saying, Bob, because, or what you were trying to say. So I've got me terrier, which she's in here. I brought her in here for this video, since though it's Bring Your Dog to YouTube Day. although she's, unlike a spaniel, is in relaxed mode. Isla, hello girl, say hello, say hello, say hello. She's ready for a trim. Traditionally with Lakeland Terriers you do hand stripping, but because she's got lung disease it distresses her too much and she gets out of breath, so after clipping her, that's why she's gone soft and curly. But I'm not bothered, I'm not putting her under any unnecessary tension. I've completely lost my train of thought now. YTPC, good people, meeting good friends, priceless. Bob's lost his dog. I don't know. I do really well. But yeah, if you can navigate your way through all that, get to the end, you're going to meet some fantastic people, which I have. Bob's, as I said, he's had his struggles recently with what he mentions in his video, and it's nice to be there for him. And it's been my pleasure, mate, and never a chore. I want you to know that you were there for me when I were all upside down, and that bond is priceless. Ah, that's what we're talking about, dogs. So you'll be all screaming, won't you, at screen? You were talking about dogs. Well, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. So I've got Isla, the terrier, and I've got Red, the French bulldog. Now obviously the French bulldog came to me, I think she was 3 or 4 years old. Somebody's at work circumstances had changed, so they needed to find a good home for this dog, and it turns out we were the good home for this dog. Completely not my dog whatsoever, my kind of dog, should I say. But this dog, she behaves impeccably, really. She'll sit when you tell her, she'll come to you, she heels, you name it. She's fantastic with me little girl. But there's just something there, she's just not quite, there's just that quite not got that deep connection like I have with a working dog. I don't know what it is. I'm going to try and tell you. But it's like Red, speaking for me dog who's just a pet, she comes to you when you shout her because she thinks she might get a treat. That's the only reason. She don't get a treat every time or whatever, but that's why she comes. She sits because she thinks she might get a treat. You know, she does everything because she thinks she might gain from it, in my opinion. Whereas Bob and his working, and his spaniels, for example, when he takes them out shooting, they don't stand to gain anything from that day, really. No treats, no nothing. They do that because they love and are devoted to Bob, and they love what they do, what they're bred to do, and they probably know what Bob's gonna say before he says it. Now obviously Bob's sadly down to one dog now, and she's got big boots to fill, but she's already filled them, hasn't she, Bob? And maybe sometime in the future she'll end up with a new recruit and she'll end up being the old girl. Who knows? And then, of course, why not? I've also got a wee dram. Now, some of you all know my dog, my terrier, she's called Isla. Some of you will already know why, but for those who don't, it's called Islay after my favourite whiskey. No, it's not wrote on there. There. Kilchoman 100% Islay. For me, that's my nectar. It's called 100% Islay because it's a relatively new distillery, 2005. They started out, they bought out an old distillery. Dad, mum, 2 sons, I think, maybe 3 sons. They bought out this old distillery. They started making whiskey, and the 100% Islay is the bottle, the cork, everything's made in Islay. And if anybody knows about whiskey on that side of it, it's quite peaty, but that's not too peaty, it's quite special. I think I set Bob up with a bottle, and yeah, we save it for special occasions, and I thought this is a special occasion. But other than that, yeah, need to start and make time for YouTube. Believe it or believe it not, I make videos and then I don't upload them because the whole editing thing, it just binds on me. I don't really like technology. You guys will know. I don't have a smartphone. I have this tablet, but I try and split myself up away from it. I leave my tablet in van, in office, at home as much as I can, so that I've only got my work phone, which is, as you all know, a simple phone, because you get drawn into these reels and mind-numbing stuff, and you're a lot better off coming in shed pipe making, which I've still got 2 commissions to complete. But before I've completed them, for some reason I've got sidetracked, and at the moment I'm attempting to do a full bent pipe, like an umpole type thing. I still haven't refurbed these. I've done a video on them, but I'm gonna do. Yeah, I need to. So this video is going to be raw, unedited. I'm just going to post it, boom, and as soon as I leave here, it's going to be posted. And yeah, why not? We don't need any bells and whistles. I'm not after subscribers, I'm after friends. And if I don't make another friend on YTPC, it don't matter, because I've made loads and they're great. But it's nice to see some new faces and some old faces. But I'm starting to waffle on now because I'm tired, I'm ready for bed, and I was fed up. She wants to go back in the house. So, Bob, look after yourself, look after that dog, look after your family. Same goes for everybody else, and as always, keep it lit.